Think about the curtain call in the final chapter. They have name synergy as well as ability synergy. Not going to happen. That's Kennen. That's going to be Pyke in the AD carry position as we expected at the very beginning.
All right, so if the KT team composition falls behind,
and a lot of availability to make sure that they pressure KT from range. So a lot of pressure now on this composition to get fights started and get the ball rolling. Like you say, I mean, I think that if this Viking gets ahead, if Score can take control of this game, then it's KT's game to lose. But SANDBOX have a lot of tools in the mid-game to really take control and to guarantee vision. We'll see whether they can do it here as we get into the Rift. What?
Someone just broke their vocal cords or something. I'm not totally sure. Yeah.
Well, KT fans are certainly excited, and sorry for distracting there. That was a very confusing yell.
I think what happened is that they cheered for the wrong team initially.
Oh, maybe.
Because it sounded like they changed their cheer, and then maybe they were freaking out about it.
and then decided just to go in even harder. All right.
I like that.
That's like when you accidentally refresh and you go to 49.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, and then you're like, well, I better just keep refreshing.
That's tragic when that happens.
That's the problem. That's the problem right there. Just needed to try and get that next Nidalee. Okay, KT versus SANDBOX. You can see no early shenanigans to go on just yet. Snowflower was joining B2D, and this is what we saw last time around. Snowflower going towards the Ignite and the Exhaust in the Pyke lane, just because you do want to have a little bit more of that kill pressure. And that's what this lane wants to do. It wants to kill people. Having a giggle. Having a look at the keystones. Anything interesting here? Looks like Smeb is going to be going down the AP route. No surprises there. He is Smeb. He team fights on Kennen. That's just how he does it. Otherwise, no surprises, really. Apart from maybe the Electrocute on the Azir, just for the extra lane presence here on B2D's side.
He's going to be going for some Lane Kingdom type play, and I mean, that's what they need to do because they have to get ahead. Mountain Drake, first one of the game. If KT can convert into that, does help. If they roll a second one magically, then suddenly two-man Baron play is super, super easy with Azir Olaf. Or even Olaf Kennen, most likely at that point. Two-manning, it just becomes super, super possible.
Well, as you can see, down towards the bottom side, level 1, pretty important level for the Lux. You need to get that one right, otherwise things can go very, very wrong. Snowflower just hanging out in this brush, and as you can see, KT have taken control here of the level 1 lane positioning, and they will be able to get their level 2 very, very soon. No silly plays coming down from the SANDBOX bottom lane, just playing it very safe. They'll gain their own level 2 pretty comfortably. Snowflower's popping in and out a lot.
Snowflower trying to do everything that he can. And here's on Fleek to try to create some pressure. Really surprised he didn't throw a Q at BDD there, just to apply a lot of pressure, especially because Dove's lane state was so good.
I did like the fact that he got the Shifting Sands out and then identified the fact that no mana left for B2D, no teleport on the Azir either, so that lane presence, like you were talking about, that lane kingdom, is going to be in the hands of Dove, despite the fact that, yeah, you're right, no Q was actually attempted. Hasn't stopped B2D from shoving this one forward, though, and that is the way of the Azir. Brain Snowflower down towards the bottom side. Good bonus skewer there from Prey.
Oh, he stopped the recall. That's a nightmare for Azir.
Oh, dear.
Azir was trying to go for a cheater recall because LeBlanc doesn't have enough ammo to shove the wave prior to him being able to come back. He'd come back into a good lane state and be able to basically circumvent not having that teleport, refreshing all of his corrupting pots. But now he's locked into the lane. He does have the biscuit and corrupting pots. You can see his mana is really far back up. Summit finds himself with about a 5 CS lead.
Yeah, actually, yeah, exactly a 5 CS lead.
We can count.
Yeah, Smeb up towards the top side is going to get shoved in, though, by this Jason. We'll see whether Smeb can turn this even laning phase into some good team fights on this Kennen. It's really cool seeing games like this where the win conditions for both teams are so drastically different. See who can get tempo and make the game about their win condition as opposed to their opponents. Of course, KT, they want to pile in, they want a team fight, they want to get the Slicing Maelstrom on multiple members, and then Death from Below resets in order to get lots of kills, lots of map control, and a heck of a lot of money. Which is what that one does.
So the interesting thing on this is that Smeb just CS 2 of the minions, even though the wave would have been coming into him, which would have meant that Summit's overextended. So if Summit doesn't have a ward, the lane state would have been even more favorable for Score's gank. Maybe Smeb is trying to eat it, thinking, well, if I eat the CS, then he won't anticipate that the gank is coming. They get his flash anyway.
Yeah, got a stun down as well. Nice boot back. Score not level 6 just yet, but they get a flash pretty comfortably and make sure Summit has to go home.
Well, he ended up missing the first undertow. So that was really, really fortunate for Summit.
Yeah.
Barely manages to fade that gank there. Going to end up having to recall, but definitely not the kind of failed gank that you would want. Now take a look at this as on Fleek. He's going to solo the Mountain Dragon. And I remember there was an interview, I think that Ghosted with Ashley Kong, where he talked about how OnFleek just has something against these dragons. He just has something against, I think, a Shyvana. You know, maybe he lost to Aurelion Soul in Teamfight Tactics.
Maybe
a
lot of people do. Tester. A lot of people do. Inside track here for B2D, though, is they're not going to let this one go without a fight. The smite advantage is certainly in favor of SANDBOX. They take away the dragon. Deepwater Dive is going to be in there. Prey is under this river right now. The exhaust already going down. Prey looking for it. Gets himself the stun. Onto Joker, the flash forward. The aftershock doing so much work for the Lux. And Ghost with the Blade Caller will make sure that KT have to leave.
They barely managed to escape there without any casualties, but in the end, they end up getting that Mountain Dragon on themselves. And now OnFleek's going to be able to clear out his entire jungle, and this is going to be a really good map state that is going to be available for SANDBOX. And also note that Smeb just uses teleport back up in top lane. This means Summit will have his available first.
Yeah,
so they're going to have teleport advantage, and Fertile Dragon coming up in 4 minutes.
The crazy thing is there are so many flashes now on cooldown on KT's side. They all in for that fight and got nothing for it. As Smeb, he has the Slicing Maelstrom. He used his flash in order to get himself out of the way. Gets rid of a blast cone. Oh, and did a cheeky little maneuver, expecting them to think that he used the blast cone to get over the wall, and instead recalls. It's cutie. I like it. I assume that's what he was doing.
What's a cutie? Yumi?
Oh no, the cannon maneuver. Taking out the blast cone, making people assume that he went over the wall, but not actually going over the wall and just back.
They just pinged something. You hear that? They pinged an item.
Yeah.
We don't know which item it is, but it's quite nice to hear that.
Yeah, I like it.
They're on top of their stuff.
KT still pretty comfortable down here on the bottom side. As you can see, the Pyke, even on CS against a ranged opponent, is not something that you'd normally say out of this, I guess, 2 supports in this lane. OnFleek moves top, double control ward. Best time ever to be a Jace. And what this means is that Summit can continue just hard shoving. And he has all of the information necessary, even that very deep ward, even further up. No way that they'll be worried about Score, and they can actually see him on his Krug camp up there. Bray's actually able to dodge away from a lot of these abilities on the bottom side, but Joker does hit a shield, and that means that there is no trade to be offered. Using Singularity doesn't do too much, as the Prowling Projectile is merely prowling at this point.
Blue buff now being handed off to Dove, as there's not a lot of action happening in the first 10 minutes, and if you're a KT fan, you can't feel too good about that, as the team composition definitely wanted kills to come in early, or something to be achieved inside of any of the lanes.
I think around the 10-minute mark, we will see some action around Shelly. I think that Smeb wants to get that Slicing Maelstrom to be utilized in a positive manner instead of defensively up towards the top side, as we saw. As B2D also wants to get his Emperor's Divides on. You can see already grabs himself the blue buff and has slight advantage in this mid lane as far as the farm, and he's going to continue to be able to push out very effectively. Mercury Treads were the rush for B2D's Azir.
Scuttlecrab being eaten by Lee Sin. 30 seconds until the Rift Herald's coming up. Mountain Drake is on the side of SANDBOX, so They definitely have to, or KT definitely has to be cognizant of that and be aware that they need to keep tabs on the Rift Herald like you were mentioning, but minute and 20 seconds into the Infernal Dragon, and this means that On Fleet can path Golem's Wraiths and then right side Centric, and Dove is going to be perfectly sustained inside of the middle lane, and depending on what the top lane state is, I can't see it right now, there's a chance that Jace can run down through River because they have absolute intel with the ward placement that they have. This can shove BDD back into his turret. Jace can proceed down into the river and actually conserve his teleport and then use the teleport at a later time.
Frey does have his Tiamat though, so they have some shove potential. Ghost getting taken down quite low here as the chains do connect. BDD gonna get himself out. You can see on Fleek, he's made another entry. He can safeguard over to this ward as well as oh no. Misses the Q. Safeguards a little bit early instead. Shows the confidence, which is great, but oh, Dove also missing a cannon creep. It's all over.
That's not Sean Shen up. You ever watched his montage?
No.
Some Chinese Lee Sin.
Some good Lee Sin.
It's the fastest Lee Sin I've ever seen.
Wow.
Ever. It's quite impressive.
There
was a Reddit thread on him about a week ago. It had, I think, 1.3k upvotes.
Oh, okay.
You missed out on that. Yeah.
I'll have to go back and check it out.
But Snowflower just hit.
He did.
Quite impressive.
Which means that KT are winning.
Okay.
Things are hitting in the bottom lane. Things are missing in the mid lane.
All right.
And SANDBOX are looking to just get themselves control of this Infernal Drake. You can see score is already in the area though. KT, I believe, have started it up. And this is the important thing about this lane and Frey getting towards his Tiamat. Ghost also very low. This should mean that Infernal Drake will be going over to KT. That Q also went through the dragon, so if I was on Fleek, I'd be tilted.
Well, that's a very big victory for them in getting that Infernal Dragon. It's going to definitely ramp up all of their champions, actually, because Olaf went for the Warrior and Chance. We're not seeing any Cinderholt shenanigans out of him.
Still very, very slow game as Ghost once again copping this poke. Frey will clear this lane out, as I think LS is going to have a bit of a nap. Not interesting enough for him at the moment. Oh, you put your legs up, sir. You can't escape from me. I see everything.
Sorry, I'm not leaving the desk yet.
Alright, good. You can stay, have a nap around.
Shelly's trying to leave, though.
Yeah, she wants to leave this pit. Head her way into the river. I don't know whether KT want to give this one away, though. Skull wandering over Vision. Dove's roaming up. Ghost is here as well. 5 members of SANDBOX up towards Shelly Rivers. The teleport coming in, and this could be KT's team fight opportunity. But BDD getting down to half health already. The teleport in as the final chapter comes down. Sneb looking for it. Slicing Maelstrom finds one as Dove goes down, but no, the ultimate. Even the prowling projectile goes wide, and KT come up with nothing.
KT come up with nothing, and Rift Herald was captured by SANDBOX. Really surprised that they're not looking to utilize it right away, whether it be running down into bottom immediately with Ghost and Joker, because there's only 1 minute remaining on the plate. So on Fleek, I'm not sure why he's prioritizing a red buff right now instead of getting down there and summoning it in bottom so that it can actually crash onto the turret.
Well,
One
he
time.
wasn't spotted there. He's actually going to go to his croc camp, so...
you know what?
I'm a little bit upset.
I'm upset. I'm very upset. Let's take a look at this one more time. So, right there on Fleek, probably should have died if they cast the Yuumi ultimate better and actually used the exhaust. They surely would have been able to find the initial Pyke ultimate onto him and then chain everything all together. So, a little bit of a mechanical blunder by KT on the execution there, and yeah, the Rift Herald wasn't used. I'm gonna...
Yep, and that is no plates. So at least one of them did go over to the SANDBOX team. The Joker's going to get slowed down.
He needed to get the 100 gold and red buff so that he can spend 8 seconds recalling and then another 20 seconds moving on to the map, use it for a camp or two, waste the entire duration. That's the important thing.
I think that's...
Yeah.
I'm glad you figured it out.
I'm glad that we're in agreement
on the same page.
Thank you.
Well, 0 gold for both teams. Even though a few of these turret plates went down, proximity was an issue. And so no one's going to get an advantage there. And as you can see, one dragon apiece. Shelly's still yet to be used, but no place to go down for that one. So this game is in a very, very locked position right now. Gold-wise, laning phase, normally a stage of the game that SANDBOX are definitely able to do some pretty impressive things in. As on Fleek, we'll see whether he channels Shelly up here to try and break this turret first. Decides against it. Decides against anything, actually. As Smev misses most of his buttons, but clears out the minion wave regardless.
Still no activity. We've got some radio silence right now on the
some
here.
Static. Well, Prey wanders around. Soon he'll go under the lane and get all of his health back. Thus, Pyke.
Alright, 15 minutes here, no kills. Infernal Dragoon is coming up.
Yeah.
In just a minute. Infernal Dragoon, yeah. Because he's in a lagoon.
Ah, right.
You get it?
I thought all of a sudden the dragon was like a military unit from Final Fantasy.
Ooh, I see what you did there.
It's a job, isn't it?
Have you seen the remake?
Of Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks quite nice.
I'm really excited. I didn't actually get an opportunity to play it as a kid because I was a bit too much of a Nintendo purist, so very excited to have a go. I might pick up the original on Switch now that it's been re-released and remastered.
Well, they're finally summoning Rift Herald here. Let's take a look at the magnificent usage of it here. Amazing.
Yep, gets a boop into the mid-range.
Okay.
And dies. Alright, not going to get too much from that one.
The equivalency of about Xayah 5 auto attacks. So.
Joker does not find anything just there. Snowflower just hanging out with the Viking.
Infernal Dragon coming up, and you can see the location of the two top waves, which means that Summit could have ran to the dragon and then used his teleport back up in top lane after getting the dragon. But instead what he wants to do is he wants to run up to top lane so that he can teleport to the dragon and then recall and run back up to top.
Aha!
Yeah, that's
thus wasting a lot of time.
Can you just... Look, we might have total vision right now, but it's a little bit too five-head.
The thing I do like about this is that he will be able to probably take that turret. But this is going down very, very quickly, and he'll need to teleport now if he wants to get in here on time. Prey, gonna go under the river. Drake still not taken just yet. Final Spark comes in, but Score does lock down the Infernal. Doubles coming in as Smev finds the flank. Featherstorm, Flash, Ghost is out of there, but Dove may not be as lucky. The final chapter does get the snare. See you later, Ghost. The first one to go down. It's not the deep water dive. Prey still holding onto that ult. And Summit just said, no, well, I'm not teleporting anymore. Not going to be a thing that he wants to do, and he wants to take down the top outer turret and get some pressure on the top inner turret as well. Ghost. Sorry, Dove diving on in. Gonna find too much more as that's a good bone skewer onto Onfleek. He's ignited, he's dead. Snowflower blocks down that kill now. Score looking for the backline, but does not find the undertow once again. Stopwatch used from B2D. Dove, very aggressive positioning, but Prey does not find the bone skewer. Prowling projectile, slowing down the LeBlanc. Dodging out of the way of a lot of these abilities. There's the deep water dive, but Joker is going to go golden and avoids that damage. Deep water dive, the interaction that is really, really good is the fact that it ignores shields. So, of course, the W from the Lux not as powerful. So, large reason why this Pyke has been picked is Smev. Finds Summit, or has Summit found Smev? Well, a bit of damage comes in there.
The thing is that this double Infernal Dragon ramping as much damage as it is really, really problematic. SANDBOX cannot afford to let the next dragon go. Take a look at Onfleek's Q again. That's impressive.
He's missed a lot of Qs.
He's missed a lot of Qs this game, but not only that, it's just so perplexing, Summit's rotation. Because it didn't need to be this way. He could have been at the dragon. They could have realistically gone for poke or tried to actually steal it. They could have had the high ground, and then he could have teleported top, and as you were mentioning.
You underestimate their power, my friend.
Well,
that's what it is. Onfleek there was trying to go for some sort of kick play, but just straight up didn't find it. I feel like this is a bit of a downgrade from the Onfleek that we've been used to seeing in past weeks. Made some uncharacteristic whoopsies on the Lee Sin.
Almost Black Cleaver now complete for SANDBOX. They're not out of the game yet, but definitely KT is in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 700 gold to lead, right? It's just the two Infernal Drakes that we're looking at.
Yeah, but imagine how much stat amplification that's doing.
Yeah, for a team with 5 damage dealers, basically.
It's probably more so around a 3.5, 4,000 gold lead.
Yeah, I think so. Based on raw statistics.
Yeah.
That's a good deep water dive, though.
Oh, she's dead.
Yeah, Bone Skewer is going to land.
Why would you kill her? BDD.
Oh, he got the extra money for Pike.
No. He killed him. So
Yeah.
Pike ultimated.
No, it didn't. Still
Did
got
it?
it, because if you kill them on the X, you still get it.
Oh.
Still get the reset. Yeah.
My caster, by the way.
You can see that, I mean, it's still off cooldown. So he hasn't used the reset there.
Okay.
Yeah. See, us play-by-play sometimes
so
know a thing.
Okay.
Sometimes know a thing.
I'm very impressed right now.
Thanks.
I'm
Thanks, Nick.
so impressed.
Thanks, Nick. This is the first time he's been impressed, and it was about me. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I'm gonna get you flowers.
Alright, on fleek, looking for Smeb. He's just going to find a crowd counter. So nothing doing just there. Speaking of the Pike, he does have that Dust Blade of Drakthar as BDD. Oh, that's a sneaky
So
dove action.
It's 5 kills right now, technically, right? For KT? Pike has 2? Inside of him?
No. Because they didn't manage to lock down the other one on the deep water dive, I don't think. Snowflower. Hello? Score and Snowflower on different pages of the Choose Your Own Adventure book. Scores was the one that went into the cafe and like they sat down and had a drink, whereas Snowflower went into like the room with all of the angry zombies and stuff like that. Just need to work out what the decisions going to be made are going to be from now on. Final chapter not on a huge cooldown, so no worries just yet. Ghost hanging out in the mid lane, just trying to keep his turret alive. KT weren't so lucky. Entire outer ring is now done, and that's what's keeping SANDBOX in this game at the moment. You can see 0-3 is the kill score. They have been able to lock down a lot of these structures, which is what their composition can do, right?
Yeah.
They do have a lot of siege potential and a lot of poke and non-committal CC. This composition, if anyone is found out of position, this comp does really, really well, and SANDBOX have now gained themselves map control by taking down all of those turrets. Inner on the top side of the map also poised to be taken.
10 seconds now. Oh, Summon.
Someone's going to face check. That undertow is going to land. The exhaust immediately comes in as BDD doesn't find the Conquering Sands. Oh, that was a deep water dive that went completely wide. Well, actually, just was a little bit too early. On fleek, going to go very low. Snowflower locks down that kill. Joker not going to get hit by the undertow. Does have a decently large shield. But Prey with the Yuumi on top of him. Not going to be out of close distance. And KT just walk away with the 1 kill. And another invert.
It's going to be a 3rd Infernal Dragon. I really hope that they highlight one of the KT
still
camps.
has his ultimate. There is no way that they can contest. You saw our observers, they agreed. They put that Infernal Drake in the KT column very, very early.
Ocean Dragon going to be coming up next. I mean, this is a dream scenario right now if you're Azir, AP Cannon, and Pike.
Yeah, and Yuumi.
And Yuumi, yeah. I mean, the healing is just absolutely bonkers. I have absolutely no idea.
And Snowflower will also, you can see, building some extra AP, but that's 6 stacks on the Dark Seal. You best believe there's Magi on the way as Score gets the zoomies, but the flash in from Dove is going to be their final chapter. Onto Ghost, gets the snare as the Bone Skewer is great. Prey looking for it, but not going to be able to get there. There's the you and me as On Fleek was looking for the kickback, but doesn't actually get it. The Pike is going to be able to pick up that kill. I believe got the reset also. No, actually, not even using the ultimate just yet. As KT pushed towards the outer turret.
Well, KT are finally going to start getting...
Oh, the slicing Maelstrom, and there it is, finally! The resets come in, Summit, he'll be the next one, does go golden. That's just going to buy some time. See you later, buddy. And KT moves straight to the Baron.
That's going to be Baron. That's...
I mean, everyone's dead,
yeah.
LS, so I don't think there's much of a chance of contesting this one. It's going to go down pretty damn fast as well, as Smeb's going to have to walk up and tank that. Score's going to be there for a 4th man as well as a smite. Prey's trying not to die. Come on, Zoomies, come off cooldown. Come off cooldown. Yeah, there we go. Score locks it up. KT, is it time to believe, ladies and gentlemen? Is it time to believe in the story of... It's Prey Day, remember?
It is Prey Day.
And Prey managed to get a couple of those resets in the end of that fight.
Yep.
3-0 and 4 now. He's heading towards an MVP.
Well, so far this game is all but lost for SANDBOX. As we take a look at how this all ends up transpiring, score ends up getting locked up by a chain, ends up going down as well, but Ghost is just going way too far forward, having to flash out right at the very end, not before getting hit by a Bone Skewer. Decides that he wants to try to deal a little bit more damage on Fleek, messing with the wrong Pyke and Yuumi.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
a
after
really
this,
strange interaction between Pyke and Lee Sin there, as well as Smeb gets into the back line. See you later, guys.
Yeah, Pyke reset.
That's about a bajillion damage. And you can see when Smeb gets cannon, win conditions certainly do arise for KT. He now has his Morellonomicon very close to his Zonya's Hourglass, as well as the dash cannon that he picked up earlier. He's very scary, and we've got a Bone Skewer hunting for more on Fleek, slightly out of range. Now with the Baron, KT are looking to siege. Now, this composition does not siege at all well. In fact, it's abysmal. But what they can do is side lane, that's what Smeb's attempting. Slicing Maelstrom does come in. He does have a stopwatch, uses it now. Bone Skewer into the ultimate, but it's not quite enough. Eventually, he redoes it. And Prey's going to lock down the mid lane. A fantastic rotational play from KT as they now move minion waves ever closer to the SANDBOX base.
Yeah, and oh man, well, I think that the rotation was a bit, well, looks like Jace now, he will get the bottom tier 2 turret, but it comes at a cost, obviously. They lost Dove's life. And they're also now going to lose bottom, or mid tier 2, sorry.
No teleport for Smeb, he's going back home. Wants to join with the rest of his team, understands that now that Dove is respawning, it will be a man advantage over on SANDBOX's side.
If it wasn't for the triple Infernal, I would say that the game state is salvageable for SANDBOX, but it's making it so problematic. And take a look at this replay right here. I think this is this actually is an unintentional save by Prey. He's moving to bottom lane to kill Summit with Smeb. That's what he's doing. But then LeBlanc shows up and he's thinking, well, truly is Prey Day, I guess, as
it is.
He got a little bit of a surprise right there.
SANDBOX with the birthday present. Thank you very much for that one. Prey now looking for more. Oh, it's the pirate story. We can call this the pirate story. This is that's the lane because it's Pyke and Yuumi.
What if they make a parrot Yuumi skin?
Oh my
and then
God.
you use Gangplank.
Yes. Yes.
And then you attach to him. Oh man.
That's
it. You just follow him top lane and you rename.
That's a kickback onto Smeb. I don't know whether he does have his Zonyas completed. Joker goes very, very low. Smeb isn't going to survive this one. Final chapter coming in, the final spark there as well. Not going to get much from either of them. Oh, that Bone Skewer very, very close to locking down Dove. The KT just lose their top laner in a bit of a whoopsie moment for Smeb.
And SANDBOX has to be really careful right now. They do have a bit of breathing room. Oh, okay, you're
Ghost doesn't. That's a Bone Skewer. The Feather Storm is going to be enough to deny it. Chains do miss onto Prey. He's a very, very scary Pyke. Ocean Drake is going to be secured by KT. And this pirate is just hunting. Just straight up distance on the Summit just there, though. Was expecting him to go the different direction. Great Prowling Projectile gets himself the passive out of Dove. As KT are in control, but they can't be just throwing their cannon away like that all that much more often.
5,000 gold lead is the current score. It is at 29 minutes, though. If Xayah LeBlanc can get to 3 items, then there does open up the possibility to get a snipe off or actually try to go toe-to-toe. But I can't keep reiterating how important those 3 Infernal Dragons are for KT and how much it really does skew the balance.
Yeah, I think you're right. As well as now having an Ocean Drake, this KT roster needs to get Baron if they want to take turrets.
Yeah.
Seen already, it was too hard to siege an inner turret for this composition, and they're just so incredibly short range. Only really the Cannon and the Azir with any ability to hit a turret from range, and even then, their range is very high. So this Baron is going to be where KT are at. And thankfully for KT fans, they do have a lot of ability to control the area, start fights around it. If they want, Control Ward, we'll see whether it's going to be protected here by Prey. Bone Skewer goes wide, and in the meantime, top side of the map, you have a very, very dead Olaf. As Pyke is looking for more, but the final chapter does nothing. The Bone Skewer goes wide. KT are falling apart a little bit here at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, they're really failing to pull this together, and I think this is actually a testament to SANDBOX's strength. Remember, with all the kills and everything that was happening early on, SANDBOX was still ahead in goal.
Yeah.
At certain points, first dragon, second dragon, and whatnot, despite how poorly things were going for them. And so the fact that they're managing to claw this back ever so slowly is a true testament to their team playing ability.
Summon as well, he's got a GA.
Yeah.
On his,
he's on 3 items.
Jace, he's a very big boy.
Xayah, third item now completed. LeBlanc probably very close.
Yep.
To the Zanya's out. Or never mind, looks like she wants to go Banshees.
I can understand that, wanting to get yourself out of Bone Skewer danger.
It just feels like it can be popped so easily by so many abilities.
Well, Prowling Projectile not going to get anything. Bone Skewer also not finding much joy. KT with Baron available, want to set up vision around the area. Oh, okay. Prowling Projectile doesn't land onto Dove. Bone Skewer also going wide. Summon in the mid lane might be the next option. KT are just desperately trying to find someone to kill. Life Binding's fantastic onto Smeb. Unfortunately, no follow-up available. Prey dashing over, and you can see KT looking for a reset now. Teleport available for Prey. Him and Snowflower will be able to make it back. Although, it's BDD, so nope. Yumi going to join him.
At this point in the game, the bottom lane state is pretty good for SANDBOX, and also even more breathing time is available to them to keep scaling up as another open dragon is spawning in a minute and a half. That's going to waste time and delay KT being able to get to the Elder.
Wow.
How do they
wow, yeah. I don't know how they
that?
interrupted that as Joker. That is stones of steel right there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he just accepted his fate right there.
Yeah. Or he was in the shop and didn't even notice. Who knows?
Imagine. See, that's what we need a pro view for here.
Yeah. Although we'd never really be able to utilize it. Unless we can switch to it, like we got a random like pro view
one
screen.
of our 3 monitors was.
Yeah, and we can switch through
touch
different
screen?
players.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like how you think.
Yeah, make it happen, guys.
Okay.
Make it happen, right. Okay, Smeb gonna get tagged, but KT are sitting there with a lot of different buttons that they can press. I believe Edge of Night is now completed for Prey, but he's still gonna get hit by that Light Binding, couple of buttons. So now being utilized.
Smeb has Smeb has teleport available, and KT has this thing called a pseudo-invisible champion in the form of Pyke. So it's really interesting to see that they're not trying to utilize any of the side waves, and instead we're devolving here to the Nayram.
Yeah.
This is an
No, this is an LCK ram, dude. This is an LCK ram.
No.
Okay, that is opening with the ultimate. Gonna be traded there as Prey goes down very low. Immediately gets into it, but the final spark is going to be great. The Pyke already dead. Emperor's Divide is huge, though, as Smeb finally uses the ultimate. He is trying to run away, though. Dove gets himself over to the side. Great mind games.
Summit
being played by the LeBlanc. Yeah, and Summit is going to be alive.
And he has TP.
Yep, the Spooky Ghost will find him, and that confirms that there is a Jace, and he is alive on this map. Score has a Yumi,
He's gonna
but
TP,
no other friends.
And they should be the ones to get They should be the one to get Baron. Olaf is...
But BDD is going to find Joker. That might be enough. That's a lot of their sustain, but BDD is going to go down. It's Dove that grabs that kill, and he's now looking for more. If they get score here, Snowflower's a free kill, and there he is. Double kill going over to Ghost. And this game has turned all the way around. 2,000 gold. Who cares about Infernal Drakes? We got a Baron on the side of SANDBOX.
Is really, really low right now, though. Pyke.
Oh, can he get some resets? Is this...
My God.
What they did
is
it for.
Is this the Grand Troll? This is
the answer is no. He's
not even going for it. What?
Look at it. There's a birthday party for him and his ultimate, and he's not even invited. And it's his birthday. Let's have a look at it again, guys.
Yeah, how about we don't? All right, all Alright, so this starts off with a Pike ultimate, narrowly avoided by Dub there, and then Prey gets locked up entirely. Smeb waiting until next year, I guess, in order to get into the fight. So he eventually does so, and he's able to bring down On Fleek and put him into the death realm for the time being. Summit narrowly escapes away from everything. BDD elects not to recall, comes back in, manages to get the kill onto Joker, but in doing so, sacrifices his life. Score and Snowflower trying to run for their life, and this cat was not having a good day.
No,
when this happened. But then after this,
time in the vet necessary.
Prey could have gone to the Baron. Absolutely.
Yeah, but then he didn't.
And then he didn't. So that's the...
He got invited, like the birthday party was happening.
I actually think SANDBOX are going to win.
Well, I mean, as you can see in the goal,
why would you
well
eat
and truly
the
in favor
Ocean
of
Dragon?
KT.
Why allow the Elder to spawn?
I'm
going to need you to take over
right
now.
I just don't have many answers for you.
Come on, I need some... Oh, James Bond is back.
All right, where is
See it?
Where is
the laser on LeBlanc.
Oh, right, James Bond. Yeah, okay. I thought I was looking for 007s in the scorelines. I'm not seeing so many of those. In fact, everyone's died at least once this game. That's not happening. It's just not a day for the junglers, though, LS. We've got a 0-4-2 Lee Sin and a 0-3-4 Olaf.
I just thought about it. What if Airy is Yumi's offspring?
Ooh, that's interesting.
You ever think about that?
No.
So when Yumi has Airy, it's actually...
She throws out her kid?
Daughter and kid, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's see where he heads at. We got teleport opportunities here for Smeb. See how observers were focusing on that one. Sun Turret's going to go down, BDD gets chunked. And this is what this SANDBOX comp is really, really good at, especially now that they have Baron. Their siege is real strong.
Joker.
As Joker, yep, that's deep water dive. That's all too easy. The first reset comes in, and now SANDBOX have to get the hell out of there. But Smeb has other ideas. Dove gets over the wall, though, and the kickback is going to disengage beautifully. KT can't find too much more. They got that first kill, but now Dove trying to dive in there, looking for Score. He's ignited.
Summit.
He's going down low. Summit wants to land this one. Score, nowhere to go. And he's completed. The kill comes in with the empowered Shock Blast. And now SANDBOX, after losing their Lux, are still pushing forward.
Yeah, they're going to manage to actually even push on. And despite how strong Azir is, you can just see they're having a lot of difficulty resisting this now. Prey trying to do his best to threaten stuff, but BDD getting that chunked.
Yeah, the You and Me has to be used. That means that Prey doesn't have the Prowling Projectile that's invisible for that moment. And the inhibitor is taken. SANDBOX have somehow turned this game around. And for the first time in what feels like 20 minutes, they have a gold advantage, and that is starting to balloon.
Yeah, and SANDBOX, they may be down 3 Infernal Dragons. They are outplaying KT in almost every facet of the game, except for the ability to roll 3 Infernal Dragons and take them. So, here inside of this, someone better call PETA, as that rodent was just kicked by a blind monk.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know what Score was doing. His teammates were 1,000 range behind him, and he ran that far forward. And then at this point, he's not even trying to wiggle. No one even seemed intent on trying to block for the Jace, but they couldn't at that point.
Yep, that is just another death.
2 minutes now
Score
to the Elder. And this is the scary thing about the Elder Dragon, is you can see that SANDBOX didn't need it to get to this point of the game. They didn't need it to bring the game into a winning position. But now, the way that the timers work on Baron and Elder, they're both going to be up at the same time. Which one is SANDBOX going to go for? Well, the obvious answer is that they should want Elder over Baron. Because as long as they have the Elder Dragon, they can simply kill KT, and the Baron buff doesn't actually matter. But if KT gets Elder Dragon, there's no way for SANDBOX to win a team fight. It's actually just going to be an A move.
Well, hopefully, because KT have been messing up a lot of these team fights in the more recent attempts. Prey doing some scouting here. We'll find On Fleek as the kickback does land, and he just gets obliterated. Maybe a little bit too excited. You and Me is going to at least keep Snowflower safe, but without their Pike now, still 1 minute. And a teleport is available for the Pike, so no worries when it comes to the Elder or the Baron. But there are super creeps still pushing in, and SANDBOX, so much range, so much poke, will be able to take more structures. In a turret, the first one to fall after the death of the AD carry for KT. Now that defense happens one more time. Shifting Sands gets BDD out, but he has to spend some time on the fountain, and that is going to mean that this inhibitor turret will fall, and the inhibitor is going to follow, making it even more difficult for KT to try and contest any of these major objectives. Now SANDBOX should be able to reset, run back to Elder, run back to Baron, get all the big buffs, and win the game.
And yeah, I mean, they have level advantages at this point, and so with that, I mean, they're going to be able... Well, actually, BDD did just level up to 18.
Yeah, Ghost is also a level ahead of his mid laner.
Yeah, but...
he's huge.
Ghost is massive. He's 2 levels ahead of Prey. Snowflower is a level ahead of Joker, but Joker's about to level up. Interestingly enough, they're electing for Baron. And this means if KT reads this correctly, you beeline to the Infernal right now. You capture the Infernal. Now, SANDBOX, they're going to try to run to the Infernal. Yeah. But... you try to just shove this, even if you lose 1 member, the amplification from 4 elemental dragons. Use the Emperor's Divide, keep SANDBOX at bay. Azir just go.
Smeb is lying in wait. Smeb is lying in wait. They're looking for it. They want to get these Sand Soldiers in amongst this fight too. There it is. The Slicing Maelstrom gets out another kick as the lock is going to go down. It should be a 50-50. Emperor's Divide is fantastic as there's the death from below, but no resets to come in, and the Pike is going to die. That's the steal on the Elder Drake. As SANDBOX have done it, the team fight will be theirs as well, as Smeb is going to go down. That's the ace, and that's going to be the game for SANDBOX.
I'm so perplexed right now. You can't make this up, Atlas. SANDBOX completely dismantled KT in every step of the game from mid-game forward, out-muscling them, out-team fighting them, out-coordinating them against Pike reset kills and triple Infernal Drake.
Yep, it was just a bit of a whoopsie at the end there from KT, but keeping your heads in the game after you fall that far behind, especially when you're against triple Infernal Drake, is absolutely huge. But
Fox win is because KT have such a massive advantage that game, but they were playing so poorly.
Yeah, I think they started off playing well, and then it got to their heads a little bit potentially, but that's a lot of Yuumi damage. LS?
I don't think I've actually ever seen a Yuumi deal first.
Yeah, neither.
How is the Yuumi dealing first when you have 3
That
Infernal?
was using Prowling Projectile off cooldown. That's how that one
well,
goes.
The pen just exploded with ink all over my hand.
Oh yeah, no. That was already exploded.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in fact, this pen exploding is about the representation of KT and how that game went. When we come back to our, as you can see, a bit of an explosion.
I got a bit.
Yeah, shout out to Big 4 Pens. Yeah, bit of an explosion. See whether KT can pull themselves together after that game 1, because it's a yikes from me, man. Like, feel like Prey was getting a birthday present, and instead he got a nightmare.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, we'll see you after the break for more.